This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 51, Quit Quirks When Working with Others, and My Favorite Fable by Sivers of Sivers.org.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Living Daily, the podcast that brings you the best in personal development and productivity every day of the week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Justin Malik.
How's it going, Optimizers? Welcome to the Sivers Sunday edition of Optimal Living Daily. I'm Justin Malik, your personal reader for today and tomorrow, and hopefully many days to come. Derek Sivers is and has been a major inspiration for me for many years, and if you want to hear more about him and why I feel an eerie connection to him, check out last Sunday's episode. That's episode 44, and you can hear the story there. But today I'm going to read a little recommendation he has along with his favorite fable. But real quick, if you're new to this show and appreciate this free service I'm providing for you, please hit the subscribe button to get new episodes. And if you want to really show your support and get some free goodies from me, you can join my short and sweet weekly newsletter. Just text the word OPTIMAL to the number 44222. You'll get your first gift immediately, then another shortly after, and at least one a month for as long as I'm doing this. So again, just text OPTIMAL to 44222. And now, let's begin Sivers Sunday and start optimizing your life. Quit Quirks When Working with Others by Derek Sivers of Sivers.org. When I travel, I like to stay at little independent hotels. One time, I checked into a new hotel late at night and loved the design of the lobby. Very modern and cool. Nice person at the front desk, too. But once inside my room, I couldn't find the light switch. We all know where it's supposed to be, on the wall, next to the door, a little switch you can feel in the dark. Every place does it like that. I felt blindly around all the walls near the door, but no switch. I gave up and went back to the front desk and told them I couldn't figure out how to turn on the lights. They said, sorry, we get that question every time. Our rooms have no switches. Just feel for a smooth panel on the wall by the door. Slide your hand from left to right across it to turn on all power in the room. To turn the power off again, slide your hand from right to left. I went back, did it their way, and it worked. I went to the sink to wash my hands. The faucet had no handles. I couldn't figure out how to turn it on. Eventually, I figured out I had to pull down on the faucet itself and twist it to change the temperature. The alarm clock only had one button. Whatever. I didn't even try. I slept well, but checked out the next day and switched to a hotel down the street. It also had simple minimalist design, but this time everything did what I expected, and I was full of new appreciation for standards and usability. Artist mentality. If you've ever taken an art class, you can understand the hotel designer's radically creative mentality. Quote, "We are going to create a totally different experience, unlike anything else. This will be my unique vision of how we interact with our surroundings. This is better than the boring, typical thing that everyone else does." Unquote. I usually love that attitude. Yes, challenge norms, give us bold new ideas and make me look at the world in a new way. I love radical design, modern architecture, and avant-garde music. It seems I'd be the perfect person to appreciate this hotel room. So what was it that bothered me about that experience? Was I just not in the mood? Then I figured out the difference, and it's changed how I think of working with others. Forced to use it? If a company sells something with a radically new design and you try it and like it, you can choose to use it and love it. You're not forced to use it. In the case of a hotel room, I had already reserved the room, planned my trip, and checked in before realizing they were going to force me to use their unique non-standard interface. For you website designers, your design choices are like this light switch. Your users have already come to your site, now they're forced to use your interface. Rarely use it? Imagine you got a job at a new company that forced you to use a radically different computer that took a while to learn, but was much more productive after a few days of getting used to it. In that case, being non-standard is okay. Even though you were forced, you had time to get to know it and might eventually love it. But most people only stay at a hotel for 1 or 2 nights. Everybody is a new user. It was absolutely pretentious for the designer to think I was going to forget everything I know and learn a whole new way of interacting with the world just to sleep at a hotel for a night. So this is just like my favorite web usability law. Quote, "Users spend most of their time on other websites," unquote. The best design should do what people expect and should not make them think. So the best design strategy is to do what others do. That was a really hard lesson for me to learn. It takes a lot of maturity to let go of that wild ego expression when you spent your life in the creative artist mindset. Quitting quirks when working with others. Then I started thinking about other aspects in life where this applies. How many times have I insisted the people I work with do everything my unique and quirky way? The contractor's employees must have felt like I did with the light switch in the hotel. Realizing how inconsiderate this is, I've dropped my quirks when working with others. I'll keep them private. When making websites all by myself, I have a quirky self-made PHP framework I like to use. It works great for me, but to make every programmer I hire work with my quirks would be inconsiderate, so I'm sticking with standards. It's funny what you can learn from a light switch. My favorite Fable by Derek Sivers of Sivers.org. A farmer had only one horse. One day, his horse ran away. His neighbors said, "I'm so sorry, this is such bad news. He must be so upset." The man just said, "We'll see." A few days later, his horse came back with 20 wild horses following. The man and his son corralled all 21 horses. His neighbors said, "Congratulations, this is such good news. He must be so happy." The man just said, "We'll see." One of the wild horses kicked the man's only son, breaking both his legs. His neighbors said, "I'm so sorry, this is such bad news. He must be so upset." The man just said, "We'll see." The country went to war and every able-bodied young man was drafted to fight. The war was terrible and killed every young man, but the farmer's son was spared since his broken legs prevented him from being drafted. His neighbors said, "Congratulations, this is such good news. He must be so happy." The man just said, "We'll see." You just listened to the posts titled "Quit Quirks When Working with Others" and My Favorite Fable, both by Derek Sivers of Sivers.org. Another fun episode of Sivers Sunday. That was an interesting fable. I don't think I've heard that one before. Let me know what you think and what other topics you'd like to hear. You can reach me on Twitter at oldpodcast or on my site, oldpodcast.com. And once again, the show is free and does take many hours a day to put together. But since I don't have any products or services to offer you, one really free and easy way you can support the show is to join my weekly email by texting OPTIMAL to 44222. Super simple, and it's a great way to show me that you like what I'm doing. You can also join through my site, oldpodcast.com. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can even contribute to the show there as well, which would help pay for all the hosting fees. And I'd really appreciate that. And I'm so happy you joined me today, and hopefully you can make it part of your routine so that we can keep optimizing our lives together. Tomorrow will probably be Minimalist Monday. And by the way, Derek Sivers calls himself a minimalist if you didn't know that already. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.